I can work when I'm older, you know, I wanted to study now.
We all came in not really knowing many people and wanting to explore Jerusalem and Israel, and we all became very close friends.
I got really impressed about the scholars here.
The university is really international. You have people from all over who bring things from their countries and their perspectives.
It's really a different experience. It's different, it's challenging, but it's so good.
That's why I decided Hebrew University in Jerusalem.
There's an amazing diversity, really makes discussion in class great. After class, really fun as well.
That is what makes a place interesting to the diversity.
And it really broadened my mind and made me want to explore more countries and cultures. I was here for 2 weeks and then I fell in love with Israel, with the food, with the culture, like everything, the music, the language.
It just took me out of my comfort zone in a good way. It's just like, it's a very welcoming community that helps bring people together.
The students, they are very much helpful. I wouldn't make it without their help and kindness, I say.
This is a very unique experience. It's like nowhere else in the world.
Ultimately, Israel was a perfect choice.
I would say go for it. Like follow your dreams. A lot of my professors are really experts in their field.
They really want the skills that you're learning to be applicable and very much useful to like a potential career.
I think that I can have a conversation with my advisor at the same level.
And they tell you all about their experience in the real world and the professional world as well.
Kind of feels tailor-made for me.
The Hebrew University possesses a huge amount of academic freedom.
And that's something new for me.
Okay. Hello everybody, my name is Mimi Laufer and I'm the Business Development Manager at the marketing team of the International Office. It's the longest title in the world. And I'm really, really pleased to see all of you here and thank you very much for coming and good afternoon and shalom. Before we start with the presentations, just so we sort of know a bit about each other, everyone did a tour of the campus? Does everyone, okay, so you feel like at home now? Because this is going to be your home for the next 3 years at least for some of you. And you've all eaten, drank, and you've all registered, correct? Okay, perfect. What we're going to do today, after the tour and everything, we're going to hear from the Associate Provost of the International School, from Yael Levine. We're going to hear a presentation about why the university, why Jerusalem. We're going to hear from the heads of the programs. We're going to hear from students and their own experience. We're going to hear a bit about the student life and a bit about fun. And then we're going to open it up for questions and answers. One thing that's extremely important for you guys to know is that we have Ronit and Emmy here with us today. They will also introduce themselves in a sec. But what's important for you guys to know that whoever registers today for the program, for the BA, the registration fee, $120, is refundable. So if you want to make up your mind quickly, if you're sure about what you want to do, if you want to pick a spot, we don't have that many spots for the first year, so if you want to be amongst those who have registered, today is a really good time and good opportunity to do that. So if you want to see and you have any questions about that, we're here at the table here with a red tablecloth, a burgundy tablecloth. Okay, now, do you guys know what you want to study? Show of hands, who knows what they want to study? You said yes. What do you want to study? Yes? Yes, you? Political science? English. Who else wants English in this classroom? Show of hands. Great. Business? Okay, okay. Who else? Yafeh. And liberal arts? Who wants? Because people have registered. Yes, don't be shy. Of course, perfect. Okay. Now, what countries do we have here? I know we have Australia, and I know we have Hong Kong. And what else do we have? Tell me where you guys are from. Where are you from? United States. Where in the United States? Florida. Where are you guys from? From? From Rome. Okay.
I'm Armenian. I live in Russia.
You're Armenian and you live in Russia. Very interesting.
Peru.
Peru. Peru as well. Vietnam. Peru.
Liberia and India.
Wow, interesting. Where in India? I love India.
Nagpur.
Okay, haven't been there yet. Vietnam as well. South Korea. You guys, where are you from?
Germany and Cameroon.
Germany and Cameroon. Okay, can you see what's going on here? You guys at the back, where are you from? Finland? Yes, right, I met Finland, that's true. Did we miss out on any other countries? Israel? Anyone here from Israel, by the way? Okay.
London.
Europe?
London.
London. Okay, I'm looking for you guys. Okay, interesting. This is a mini sample of when you come to study here in an international degree. This is how you feel. It's like the model UN, okay? You have people from like 40, 50, 80 countries. You hear, as you just walk by, you hear like 5, 7 languages just in the cafeteria. This is what I want you to feel like. And can you imagine doing this for 3 years and earning one of the best degrees ever in Israel and one of the best degrees also in the world, I would like to say. So with no further ado, I want you guys to learn a bit more of what we have to offer you. An international BA, dual degree. Professor Yael Levine, the floor is yours. Thank you very much. Any pointers?
Hey, welcome. Just gonna take a minute to get rid of whatever this is. Can you all hear me? Yeah? Great. It's now, firstly, I want to welcome you, class of 2027. Welcome to the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. It's now October 2023, and our object here today is to help you imagine a life in Jerusalem when you return to these hallowed halls in 2024. We want to talk about the academic, practical, and experiential components of the degrees that we offer. The Hebrew University is a choice destination for anyone seeking a prestigious education. Our top-ranking academics and research Nobel Prize winners, tradition and history, speak for the institution and its pedigree. But it's a choice institution not just because of its tradition and history, but also because of a philosophy of education that is in tune with the present, with an understanding of the job market and the skills required to do well and to lead change today. We promote excellence, but we're also cognizant of your needs and see you as individuals. Each one of you has unique talents and potential. You'll be heard and seen individually. The Rothberg International School is dedicated to accompanying you on your undergraduate education at the Hebrew University. We'll be there to support you every step of the way. Jerusalem is not a city that needs much PR. But here's a quick glance at what has happened here in recent years. This is important because no education is given in a vacuum. What you learn in the classroom will be complemented by the life lessons you gain outside it. No city is better than Jerusalem to offer those lessons. The historical and spiritual significance of this city is unmatched. But I do want to remind you, Jerusalem is as much invested in the future as it is in the past. It's a startup city, a great place for internships and mentoring in industry and technology. Jerusalem is also the home to the first and leading university in Israel. We are very proud to be carrying on the legacy of our celebrated founding fathers. Our worldwide rankings and renowned alumni and staff need no introduction. Founded in 1918, the first university in Israel, boasting 6 campuses, 7 faculties, 14 schools, 990 faculty members, and 25,000 students from over 90 countries worldwide. I think the answer to why Huji is quite clear. If you're going to invest in your education, choose the best. I want to pivot now to the international programs at the Hebrew University. We have a long tradition of international outreach, collaborations, programs, and exchange, many of which are listed here. But where the university once focused on research and higher degrees, it's now, for the first time, investing in undergraduate degrees for international students. And what I'd like to do now is, before we actually talk about the program, the different schools offered in the program, I want to invite two alumni, two students of the Hebrew University. I want to invite David and Jessica to talk a little bit about their own experiences, because I think for you, that's no less important than hearing about the degrees themselves. So Jessica, David, can you come on up and talk a little bit about yourselves?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Jessica Martin. I'm 20 years old and I'm currently a third-year student at the business school and at the School of Education. I'm doing a dual major. First of all, when I finished school 4 years ago in East Jerusalem, I did not really know what I wanted to do, had many options. My dad's from the US, so I was like, either travel back to the US and earn my degree there. I had the choice to go to the West Bank and earn my degree there as well. And actually, the Hebrew University was one of my last choices. After lots of reading, learning, hearing from alumni, teachers, and their experience, I was like, this is an amazing opportunity that I would not want to waste. And I decided to pursue my degree over here. Coming in the university, I did not know, I'm doing my program in Hebrew, so I did not know any Hebrew. I came in zero. And the teachers, the faculty truly embraced me and gave me the support that I needed to complete my degree. And now my third year, so that's really exciting. Alongside from that, the university has given me lots of opportunities. The networks, the teachers, the support, the alumni truly come together to give you this truly unique experience. Because of the network that I have, I just came back from an exchange program at the University of McGill. So you are also here learning, discovering the beautiful city of Jerusalem, but also going abroad internationally. Due to my network with the teachers, I also did a fellowship at the US Senate and the US government because of the university and the support of the university system. And also, I've been working 2 years here at the Rothberg International School, bringing students from East Jerusalem to learn, to help them integrate into this amazing program, this amazing school. So yeah, I couldn't have done it without the Hebrew University, as it changed my life, so hopefully it could change yours as well. So, yeah.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is David. I moved to Israel 7 years ago from New Jersey. And before we go into more details about me, I need to tell you about an experience that changed my life. And more than that, I have to tell you about my triplets. I have three babies. They're really beautiful. I share them everywhere. Everyone's seen them, I'm sure. And their names are business, liberal arts, and English. When I walk into the office in the morning on the 5th floor, there's not a day that goes by without hearing at least 5 different languages. It's one of the many things that you've heard from me, and what you'll keep on hearing, that this is just an international hub. And there's no better place to be than in Jerusalem. A little more about me is that I love events. Seriously. I work as the marketing liaison to the Rothberg International School here at Hebrew University. And whenever there's an event going on, I love taking out my phone, taking videos, posting on our story. And one of the most important things about that is that it's more than just what we have at Hebrew U. It's what we have in Jerusalem. Just the other week, I went with a friend to the Coffee Festival in the Old City. Just this past Wednesday night, I went to the Bruno Mars concert. And next week, there's a cocktail festival at the First Station in Jerusalem. So Jerusalem has no shortage of events. And more on a personal level, being a student at Hebrew University has opened so many doors for me. Just the other month, I did an entrepreneurship boot camp by the Innovation Center of Hebrew University. And now I'm currently serving as the marketing director of the entrepreneurship community at Hebrew University, the business school. I don't know if you guys know, but the alumni here, it's pretty outstanding. I'm sure some of you heard Natalie Portman, right? Yeah, so she went here too, just saying. And other than that, I want you to understand that it's more than just pursuing your degree here. You're making opportunities that will last a lifetime. You're going to make an incredible network. Think about all the people who are doing the university in their own country. They're with their own people from the same place. You're not going to grow. But when you're in a place like Hebrew University, you're forced to grow and you're forced out of your comfort zone. And that is exactly what you need to do in order to pursue what you need in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David and Jessica. I'm sure you have questions for both of them, and find them later and ask them these questions. This might not be the best place to ask questions, but they will be there, and they are happy to talk to you and tell you more. If you have specific questions, feel free to talk to them. I'm sure they'll be happy to talk to you. I want to also introduce Ronit and Emmy, who Mimi have already introduced to you, but maybe just to tell you who they are, Ronit is our undergraduate division director, and Emmy is one of her, what's your title, advisor or? Administrator, advisor, she's an advisor, she does everything. And they're both sitting out there. They're happy to answer anything you might have to ask, whether it's about life in Israel or whether it's about the programs. They have all the answers. We keep going to them to ask questions. They know everything. So go talk to them. They're right there. I want to talk now about the actual degree we've been talking around. And for that, you should know that any BA, any undergraduate degree here is comprised of 2 majors. And so in order to take a degree, you need to decide which are your 2 majors. And we have 3 representatives here to talk about each one of those majors. I want to start by introducing Dr. Sarit Weisbrod from business, from our business school. Do you have a presentation?
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably one of these, right?
Yeah, it says Sarit. That's on the desk now.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. I can do from beginning. Okay. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you. My name is Dr. Sarit Weisbrod. I'm the head of the BA Business Program for the International School. I think that when you're making this decision in your life, which is quite a big decision, it's important to think carefully about what's going to be best for you, okay? And I'm in the strategy group of the business school, and one of the key things that we teach our students is when you decide whether a business venture is going to be optimal, you need to think about the external environment and the internal environment, okay? And the external environment is to say, well, is this putting me into a situation or an environment where I'm going to succeed? Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about our school and about, where we're located. And I think throughout, this discussion, you need to be asking yourself, well, is this going to be the best place for me to succeed? Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Just so if you want to follow up with questions, unfortunately I have to run out right after I talk, but my email is going to be up and you should feel free to email me about anything. Either I'll know the answer or I'll put you in touch with someone who does. So I actually did my undergraduate degree in the U.S. at University of Maryland. My degree was in math and economics. Afterwards I worked at the Federal Reserve Board for a few years in Washington, D.C. I then came to Israel and I did my master's and my PhD in economics here at Hebrew University. I then did a postdoc at UW in Seattle. I returned to a faculty position at Tel Aviv University in economics. And for the last 3 years, I've been here in the business school. So I'm telling you this story to tell you that 1, I'm an economist in a business school. And 2, I've been in a lot of different academic institutions. So if you have kind of general questions for yourself about thinking where the best fit is going to be for you, you should really feel free to ask me, and I'm happy to give you my opinions on that. So I'm the head of the program. We have a whole team that's here to try and be there for your needs. So Idit Moore-Klein is head of students and teaching. She's the head of students and teaching for both the Israeli program and the international program. Adi Pellet is the BA coordinator, Pnina Sonego the BA administrator, and Noah Karmi, who would be your advisor. Now, why should you study business here? You're sitting in the startup nation, okay? This is a tiny country that leads innovation throughout the world. So this, as far as I'm concerned, is a real opportunity for you to take your studies in a place where you could meet up with are start a business with people who are leading the world of innovation. Okay, so I'm not going to say more than that because to me, I think that really speaks for itself. Why else should you study here? Well, as you've already heard, we're a globally top-ranked institution. Our faculty is international renowned, and I want to say something important about that. Something unique about the business school is that you both have academics that are at the cutting edge of research in terms of academia, and I fall into that group. So what I do is I write academic papers, and I go to conferences, and I hear about what's changing in the world. But we also have a very strong faculty that leads in the business world. And that creates an opportunity for you to both learn about what's going on in terms of changing things scientifically, as well as hands-on experience. We have outstanding students, okay? If you go to the US, then you're going to meet top students when you go to the top Ivy League schools that you're going to pay a fortune for. When you're in Israel, you have an opportunity here to go to the top-ranked institution in the country, right? We could argue whether it's us or Tel Aviv University, but that means that your peers are really going to be quite impressive. And as we know, it's not entirely clear what's going to push you forward, if it's the things that your teachers are able to teach you or the peers that you're able to surround yourself with. We have a great curriculum that I actually wrote up for my side, but I don't think I'm going to get to today. But I think this is just a real opportunity to accelerate your career and figure out what's going to be best for you. Another thing that I think is important is that, as I said, I went to University of Maryland. Generally, universities in the US push more of a liberal arts curriculum. That means that even if you're studying math, you're going to be forced to take a lot of courses that are outside this field. I believe in that type of education. Why do I believe in it? Because when I started at University of Maryland, I was studying math, but I was forced to take a core course in economics, and then sitting in this course that I knew nothing about, I realized that this was really my calling, and this is what I wanted to study. So I think it's incredibly important to try different fields. It's really hard to know ahead of time what's going to make you happy, and sometimes we have judgments about fields that aren't entirely correct. Like business is all about money. It's true that we have finance in business, but there's also a lot of other fields. What's nice about business is within our school, you're actually going to be taking core classes covering a lot of different fields with professors coming from different backgrounds, right? So as I said, I'm an economist. I'm teaching in the strategy group. Okay? You're also going to have psychologists that are teaching in the organizational behavior group, and you're going to have computer scientists teaching in the data science group. Okay? So actually just by joining this school, you're able to learn a lot of different fields, and maybe you'll surprise yourself. Maybe you'll come in thinking, you know what, I'm kind of interested in the way humans behave and in psychology, and say, wait a second, I love data science. Okay? And I can tell you that in each one of these groups, we really have professors that are leaders in their field that can tell you about the cutting edge of what's going on. So just in terms of our data science group, things came out with AI, and immediately we were offered, both faculty and students, an opportunity to take part in a 2-week class discussing the cutting edge of this research with hands-on experience of actually downloading data and analyzing using it, all kinds of brand new tools. Okay, so there's the data science group, there's the strategy group, there's the finance group, there's organizational behavior, there's marketing, and there's operational research. Each one of these different fields provides different opportunities both for your future career and also in terms of things you may decide you want to study if you want to stay within the academic community. I'm not going to go over these courses because I think we don't have that much time and you can reach out to me. But I think the general idea that the takeaway from this is just that once you join the business school, you're kind of signing on to a full curriculum of a very broad degree. Okay, so not only you're going to have the basics of math and statistics and economics, you're also going to learn a little bit about each of these fields that I just told you about. And you're also going to have courses like the course that I teach, the strategic management course, which says, you know what, you've been in your courses for 2 years now, you've picked up a vast amount of information, which is important for me to push as someone who's been in a lot of different institutions. you're going to learn a lot here, okay? So we have a lot of courses that cover a lot of information. The reason that happens is that many of our students will start working as soon as they finish their undergraduate degree. So this isn't just the degree that covers the basics and then you move on to your master's. This is really giving you a lot of tools. And our third year courses take these, huge amounts of information that you've picked up and put them together into a group of tools that hopefully you'll use in your future careers. The university also has a lot of opportunities in terms of travel abroad that have already been brought up. And the last thing I'll just talk about, which already was brought up by David, right, is these student clubs. Okay, so the idea is that when you join this university, it's not only sitting down for classes, which there will be, but it's also the environment you create with the students that surround you, and an opportunity to think about a capital markets club, a consulting club, a real estate club, a women's empowerment club. This is both an opportunity for you guys to meet other students, but it's also something to put on your CV and carry with you to whatever, next branch of life you are planning on going to. So with that, I will finish my discussion, but welcome. I hope you guys find your home here. And definitely my email appears somewhere, right? It's on my slide, but it should be on our website. Yeah, okay, so definitely feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to answer any additional questions. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. As Dr. Westwood said, if you have questions, you can reach out to us. We can make sure you contact her. But all this information is on the site. This is also being recorded, and so you can go back to the slides and kind of pause on them and see which components maybe you didn't have enough time to look at. But all of this information is on the site and can be found. I want to next invite to the stage Professor Orna Naftali, who is the Vice Dean for International Affairs in the Faculty of the Humanities. She's going to talk a little bit about the faculty and about the liberal arts major. Thank you. This one?
Yeah. So hi everyone. So apart from my position as Vice Dean for International Affairs at the Humanities, so under this hat I will tell you about humanities and about the liberal arts major and the culture and communication major. I also want to introduce myself following my predecessor. So my name is Orna Naftali. I'm actually an alumni of this university. I studied here for my undergraduate. I studied had a BA in East Asian Studies and China Studies. And I did an MA in Culture Research at Tel Aviv University, and then I went to the US and did a PhD in anthropology at the University of California in Santa Barbara. And I also came back here because this is the best university in Israel, and it is a top university in several of the fields that you are going to be able to study. And I want to start with, because you just heard a really wonderful presentation on business, why study business? And I myself she convinced me. I was like, maybe I should move. But I want to talk for a second about why study liberal arts. And then I'll tell you a little bit, just give you a selection of the courses we teach in liberal arts. So because I come from Asian studies, this is not the first time I've been asked why study liberal arts, why humanities, why social sciences. And the answer that I often give, is using a story. And this is a story that if you're from East Asia, you may have heard this story because it's a famous story, and it's the story about the frog in the well. Frog in the well, Zhuangzi's ancient Chinese philosophy. And I think this is just a great story, a great little story. So this is a fable, and they tell of this frog that lived in a well and thought that its world was just wonderful. It had everything it needed in this little well. And one day there was a sea turtle, right? A turtle from the sea, and he came to visit this frog. And the frog said, "Oh, where are you from? From the sea?" And he said, "I'm from the sea." He said, "The sea. Well, I have everything I need right here. This is paradise. So why don't you come down to the well? Why don't you join me?" And sea turtle tried to climb down this well, but he couldn't because the entrance was too narrow. And he told the frog, well, you know what? Let me tell you about the sea. And then he told her about the wonders of the sea, and the frog was dumbfounded. It understood that it has, this little well that it's been living in cannot really compare to the sea. And so, this story can illustrate the contrast between the limited world of the well versus the limitless world of the sea. But for me, why do I use this story to talk about liberal arts? It's because I think it also tells us something about the importance of understanding different point of views, different perspectives, and understanding that, there's the perspective of the frog in the well, and the frog thinks it's living in a paradise. But once it meets the sea turtle, then it understands, wait a minute, maybe there are other worlds, there are other cultures, or there are other point of views and other perspectives. And I think this is a really important skill and ability to understand, the relative point of views, relative cultures that we have. And this is what liberal arts can actually offer you. This idea that it allows us to understand who we are, what it means to be human, how do we relate to others, and the pathways that have led us to this point in time. So history is very important, right? So why does the frog think it's living in a paradise? Because this is all it's ever known. Right? And maybe the sea turtle has been on many voyages and it knows something else. So history is really important in this context. So liberal arts can offer you that kind of perspective, that kind of ability, which to me is very important, not just as a human being, but also, when you go out to the world. Say you don't want to be in academia. Some people actually want other careers, and I understand this ability to think differently, to think, to put yourself in someone else's place, and then understand that the way you're living or the way you're seeing the world may not be the only way. This is what we call critical thinking. So this is something you will gain by, getting a liberal arts major, and also this capacity for innovative problem solving. Because to understand how to solve a problem in a way that hasn't been tried before, you need this critical thinking. You need to stop thinking maybe like a frog in a well, and and venture out to the sea. So then another thing you can also gain, I think, from a liberal arts major is this ability to nurture your communication and leadership skills and combine theory with practice. Now, even within liberal arts, it's not just theory. We do put a lot of emphasis on internships and putting your knowledge into practice. And so I think, beyond the question of what kind of person do I want to be, and what kind of education will I, do I want to have to become this kind of person? There's also the question, okay, how do I put this into practice? And the majors we are offering you, in the BA, in the international BA program, I think are really ideal to achieve this combination of theory with practice. And then why liberal arts at HU? So you've already, heard a lot about the university, but just a short spotlight on the Faculty of Humanities. So it was founded in 1928, and it's actually laid the foundation for research and teaching of the humanities in Israel, so a pioneer. And what we study at the humanities faculty is basically we're committed to shedding light on civilization, past and present. So I teach in the Asian Studies department. I teach about Chinese society, contemporary Chinese society. But there are also people who teach about history, language, literature, religion, philosophy, music, art, and material culture. So, there's a sea of possibilities. Numbers are important. I put them here, and I think you've seen these numbers before, but just talking about humanities now, not the Hebrew University, we are ranked among the top 125 institutions in the humanities worldwide. We are 9th globally in theology, divinity, and religious studies. And I'm putting an emphasis on this because one of the majors you can take is in Jewish studies, which is part of theology and divinity and religious studies. And I think this is a number you should remember. We are 9th globally in this field, and we're the first among the faculties of humanities in Israel. And then I want to also highlight Faculty of Social Sciences. Why? Because within the program what we are offering you, you can also take a major cluster in culture and communication, and this cluster is offered by the Faculty of Social Sciences. So you are actually getting a very sort of interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary kind of education. So just a few words about social sciences. There's a broad spectrum of fields. there was not enough space here also to put all these fields: communications and journalism, economics, geography, international relations, political science, statistics, and more. And again, the emphasis in social sciences is this combination between first-class education and combined with practical aspect. And the highlight I want to sort of show here is the Department of Communication and Journalism, in which you will study the culture and communication cluster. So it is ranked first in Israel and 17th in the world. So often when you look at university rankings, and believe me, this is like a cottage industry, there's different rankings, it's not just important to look at how, in general, but look at specific fields, right? Because a university may have a high ranking in a certain field and a lower in a different field, so, it does make a difference in this sense. And I want to finish with just a small sample of courses. So, again, maybe I should go back just to make sure that everyone understands there is this. So if you go to, you have this option of business and English, liberal arts and business, and English and liberal arts. And I'm going to talk about Jewish studies and communications and culture, and then my colleague will speak about English in a second. I don't know everything about everything, so I'm going to leave him this field. So I'm going to talk about Jewish studies and communication and culture. So Jewish studies, so just a sample of courses. What do people study there? You have courses like, and these are real courses from the catalog, right? Introduction to Jewish history from the Bible to the present. Jewish text, religion, thought, and culture from Genesis to the Rambam. Topics in Jewish political thought, Jewish and non-Jewish relations and rescue. Jewish spirituality and mysticism in the 21st century. And then we are in Jerusalem, one of the most fascinating cities in the world. So we do have a course that focused on Jerusalem, a city of love and darkness, Jerusalem in Israeli fiction, translated to English, and a course on population of Israel. And this is just a small sample. And then if you are more interested in communication and culture, or as interested in that, what can you study there? So again, this is a sample of courses from the catalog: Introduction to Communication and Culture, Propaganda, Origins and Development, Global Protest Communication. We always hear about these protests, and now we're thinking about what are the connections between these different types of protests. So communication is very important, media, public speaking, cybersecurity, technology, policy and politics, contested truth in social conflict, conspiracy theories, and alternative facts. Yes, there are courses on this topic at the Hebrew University, also I think so important in this day and age, and digital platforms and the transformation of labor. So again, this is just a small selection, and I will end my presentation here. Hopefully, I think I've convinced you that, that liberal arts has a lot of advantages. I'm a liberal arts major, and I would recommend it to anyone. And to do this to have a liberal arts education. I think it's important both for you, again, for your personal development, but also for your career chances, because this is what employers are looking for now. People who can think outside the box, can have global experience, and understand more than one point of view. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And again, if you have questions, do find Professor Naftali afterwards. You can also reach her by email. So we've heard about two of the majors out of the three, and I want to invite Professor Ruben Borg to talk about the third. He is the chair of the English department.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Thank you for that introduction, and good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ruben Borg, and I'm the chair of the English department, as announced. In the next 5 or 10 minutes, I would like to talk a little bit about what it means to study English and what it means to study English with us. I will say a few words about the structure of our program, touch briefly on the department's strengths and areas of excellence, and if there is time, talk about the extracurricular events that are a big part of our life as an intellectual community. Okay, so why study English? The simplest answer is that English is the language of the international community and serves as a cultural arbiter in almost all areas of global human commerce: science and research, business, diplomacy, academia, entertainment. The ability to communicate effectively in English will give you access to a marketplace of ideas. It will open up opportunities across international borders, and it will allow you to take part in a genuinely global conversation. If you've been accepted to our program, you are already in command of a certain level of English. You can certainly read and write. But the beauty of language is that there are always newer worlds to explore and higher levels of competence to unlock. In its simplest definition, rhetoric is the art of persuasion, the art of using words to bring your interlocutor closer to your position. With an English degree, you will be able to trade in nuance and connotation, to craft compelling arguments, to play all the notes afforded by a language that is rich in history and cultural sediment, yet is constantly evolving. You will also become familiar with an extraordinary tradition of literary achievement, from Elizabethan drama to the Lost Generation, from the Victorian novels to the Harlem Renaissance, from the Romantics to the Beat poets, from high modernism to the golden age of TV and the rise of the graphic novel. English has given us some of the world's greatest works of literature across periods and nations. The reason great books matter to us has everything to do with the ability of words and stories to shape our responses to the world, to influence the way we think and speak and feel. And for better or worse, our lives are hyper-mediated. We are surrounded by memes, quotations, recycled one-liners, ironic remakes of vintage styles, and archetypal plots. I invite you to think of literature as a playground in which, as readers and writers, we get to practice our emotional intelligence, in which we learn, for instance, how desire works, how the machinery of our inner life determines and gives value to our experience. At the same time, literary analysis has a unique power to enter into dialogue with other discourses. It informs and in turn is enriched by the rhetoric of law, politics, psychology, philosophy, opening up each of these fields to interdisciplinary critique. I'm reminded in this context of a quote from my favorite US president, Josiah Bartlett. Do you guys know Josiah Bartlett?
They're too young.
Yes, it is a fictional president from TV. You guys should watch more TV. But this is a president from a show that ran in the early 2000s. Anyway, words, he says, words when spoken out loud for the sake of performance are music. They have rhythm and pitch and timbre and volume. These are the properties of music, and music has the ability to find us and move us and lift us up in ways that literal meaning can't. An English degree will teach you how to tap into these energies, how to go beyond the literal meaning. For literacy is much, much more than the ability to recognize words and take in information. Being able to read means understanding the pressure points of an argument, seeing into the strengths and weaknesses of its construction, recognizing the power of irony and connotation. There is no area of human interaction, no metric of employability that doesn't value this kind of sensibility, this kind of intelligence. Whether you want a career in education, scientific research, media and communications, business, politics or international relations, literacy is an irreplaceable skill. This is especially true in the age of fake news and AI-generated text, coded in the word intelligence, implied in its Latin root, is the sense of reading between the lines. Which brings me straight to the next question. Why study English with us? Well, we are the top university in Israel and the top-ranked English department in the country, so that should be an easy choice for you to make. We are also the only academic unit at this university to offer BA, MA, and PhD degrees in English. And this is important because if you decide that you like it here, that you want to settle down here, and you want to do more with your academic pursuits here in Israel, after the BA you're going to want to do an MA, and you can definitely do an MA in English just like you did a BA in English. Our professors are leading scholars in their respective fields, and our seminars reflect our international profile. We have developed networks with colleagues abroad, and each year our best students are given the opportunity to attend prestigious summer schools at universities in Europe and the US. We are a literature department, but we place a great deal of emphasis on writing and debating skills. What this means in practice is that we are not interested in teaching our students what to think. We never demanded that they agree with us. What we do believe in is the importance of precision. Precision in thinking, in reading and writing, in crafting an argument. And this is something we invest a lot of energy in, and we try to teach our students. With that in mind, let me say something about our curriculum and the structure of our program of study. Our BA degree is articulated over 3 years. In the first year, you will take courses like Introduction to Poetry and Introduction to Fiction. You will read some classics in the English tradition, Shakespeare, of course, and Milton, but you will also take courses designed to sharpen your writing and debating skills, to improve your ability to think and write in English, to communicate in different registers, craft compelling arguments, in a word, to persuade. The second year continues the historical approach to English literature with an added emphasis on the American tradition and on the history of the novel. The third year is devoted to thematic courses designed by our faculty members and showcasing their research interests. For example, you might take a course on the aesthetics of horror, or a seminar on the British spy novel, or one on paranoia in contemporary American culture. You could take that course and the course on conspiracy theories from communications, if you like, and that will mess with your mind a little bit, but it'll be interesting. A word about our graduates. Where are our graduates now? I should mention that students come to us with a broad range of interests and aspirations. Some view academia as their calling, while others look to become translators or journalists or editors or writers. Some don't know what they want to do once they graduate, and that's fine too. They just know they love to read. Others still seek to complement an interest in business, law, psychology, or international relations with the development of writing skills that contribute greatly to their personal and professional development. There is no typical English lit student, no one size that fits all. Nevertheless, these are the most commonly represented career paths among students who graduate from our program. Journalism, culture management and production. For example, one of our former students is responsible for the organization of film festivals and special events at the Cinematheque. Publishing and translation. We have several former students working with English language presses and literary agencies. International relations, of course, and diplomacy. PR and marketing. And teaching and academia. These are the main, the most represented career paths among our former students. I'd like to conclude by saying a few words about a few social and extracurricular frameworks in our department. These provide opportunities for you to participate in the life of the department outside the classroom. I think this is an underestimated aspect of student life here in Israel, and we place a fair degree of emphasis on it. So we have a film club, an English department film club, run by students of the department. We encourage students to set up reading and creative writing groups, and we try to provide a platform for those. We have had several creative writing groups and reading groups devoted to a particular writer over the years. And from time to time, we also organize informal public lectures and film screenings in collaboration with the Cinematheque and with other cultural institutes in Jerusalem. I emphasize these extracurricular activities because I think they are the lifeblood of any self-respecting department. That's it from me for now. I hope to welcome you next year as students in our program. If you'd like to know more about the courses or the off-campus activities we promote, please come talk to me after the presentation, or look me up on the website and write me an email. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. And as Professor Borg said, he's going to be outside if you have questions. I want to now move on to the other important questions that you might have having to do with student life. So you've heard now a little bit about the programs themselves, and let's think a little bit around them. So firstly, scholarships. Many of you will be interested in getting information about this. We are here to answer your questions. There are different types of scholarships, and you're very welcome to explore the options. Now, I'd like to invite our final speaker today, and that's Omil from the Office of Student Life.
Hi, my name is Omil, and I work at the Office of Student Life. I'm also a student at Hebrew University. I study communications and international relations. And here at Rockford, we offer students extra guidance and an extra support with the Office of Student Life. We are in charge of everything that's non-academic for students, meaning we are in charge of your health and your safety and your physical, mental well-being, creating friendships, and everything that's not academic we are in charge of. Personally, I am the coordinator for the Buddies program. So if you ever end up studying here at the Hebrew University, the Buddies program is a program where we take local students and international students and we bring them together and we have activities throughout the year. I'm going to keep it short, but I would like to say that our office is a place where you're always welcomed. If it's for a good day, a bad day, you need extra TLC, you need someone to help you out, you need someone to tell you where your classroom is. We are the first people, and I think the nicest people. And our office door is always open. We're available 24/7 and in emergencies. And I know you're here for academics, but I think it makes a world of a difference when somebody's there with a helping hand and a smile, and we're those people. And yeah, so good luck and enjoy your time here. Oh, thank you.
Before we continue on to the very end, I need everyone to take out their phones for a second. As the marketing liaison, as I mentioned, one of the most important things is being connected to the school. So everyone's going to go to Instagram, and we're all going to get sent a follow. It's a great way for you to stay connected throughout the year, see what kind of events we're actually having, because it's much easier. Words have power, but seeing what goes on is really how you're going to fully experience what's happening here. So everyone's going to go to Instagram, we're going to go to search, and we're going to go to hebrew.uni.intl. And now you see that follow button, so we're going to hit. Okay? Thank you.
Thanks, good boy.
Thank you so much, Omil. And as you can see here on the slide, everything there's something that's happening every day, all the time, every weekend. You're not going to be bored. You will have to do homework from time to time, but when you're not doing homework, you will be on field trips and having fun, meeting new friends. So I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what it might look like to live on campus in student housing. This is, one of the things that we never talk about, but you want to know what you're going to end up, what are the surroundings, the environment you're going to end up seeing every day. So this is just an image, but of course you can also ask us questions about that. And another thing that's important to take into consideration are these deadlines. So remember, there's some numbers here that you need to remember, you need to think about, you need to plan ahead. So be cognizant of that. And finally, I want to tell you, contact us if you have questions. I want to thank you for your attention. I really look forward to seeing you next fall and to follow your journey of discovery and learning. I wish you all good luck and the best, and want to remind you, study in Jerusalem, lead anywhere. Thank you so much.